Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Highly Illogical podcast. My name is Trevor. Joining me are my co-hosts today, Mr. Thomas Kennedy, Mr. Tim Reese Scrimshire. Thank you guys for joining once again to your own podcast.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
All co-hosts. I'm a co-host, and they're co-hosts as well.
Then why didn't you introduce yourself as I am co-host Trevor?
I'm co-host Trevor.
You introduce yourself as
okay. Let's do it again real quick. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm co-host Trevor. That makes sense. And these are the other co-hosts, Asshole 1 and Asshole 2. Thank you guys for joining me today.
I am the master of ceremonies. He's the general.
Well, welcome, guys. How's y'all's week been?
Yeah. Busy. It's a short week, but it's busy as hell.
Yeah, it's been interesting. So, yeah, I haven't had a lot going on. I've been in my house most of the week for some reason. Just been sitting in my house.
How it goes for a lot of you guys that aren't essential like me.
Well,
we're essential.
I'm still working.
I'm
just
still
I don't leave the house.
It's true. Okay. Well, then you guys are extra lucky. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, if you see it that way, I not a lot going on. I did want to bring up a bit of silliness to start off our show. We are all sci-fi fans. We are all actually Star Trek fans. And I wanted to bring to us a little silly story that I don't know if you guys I talked about this briefly before. I don't know if you guys are fans of Breaking Bad or have watched the show.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, so I came across a short part of the show that it's about Star Trek, and it killed me. I died laughing through this story. You guys will see it, but our fans, if they want to see it, I will post the link to the video. But you guys will be able to hear the actual quote here from the show. It's only like 2 minutes.
I ever tell you about my Star Trek script?
Star Trek script?
Yeah, I gotta write it down is all. The Enterprise is 5 parsecs out of Rigel 12. Nothing's going on. Neutral zone is quiet. The crew is bored. So they put on a pie eating contest. The whole crew's in the galley. They're eating Tullaberry pies. Tullaberries. From Gamma Quadrant, yo.
That's Voyager, dude.
Okay, blueberries then. They're eating blueberry pies as fast as the replicator can turn them out. Finally, it's down to just 3. Kirk, Spock, and Chekhov. Okay, Spock always wins these things.
How is Spock gonna beat Kirk, yo? Spock's like a toothbrush. Look at Kirk. He's got room to spare.
Spock has total Vulcan control over his digestion. You want to hear this or not?
Yeah, go.
Okay, finally, Kirk. He can't take it anymore. He yorks. Now it's just down to Chekhov and Spock. But Chekhov, you see, he's got a whole fat stack of Quatloos writing on this. And he has figured out a way to win. He's got Scotty back in the transporter room, locked in on Chekhov's stomach. Every time Chekhov eats a pie, Scotty beams it right out of him.
Where's he sending him? The toilet?
Space! There's blueberries just floating out there, frozen because it's in space, and Chekhov is just shoveling them into his mouth, and Spock's like, I can't believe this Russian is defeating me. Meanwhile, Scotty's in the transporter room fiddling with levers when Lieutenant Uhura comes in, and she's got, her big pointies, and Scotty's fingers are all sweaty.
No.
Chekhov screams, he sprays blood out of his mouth. Scotty beamed his guts into space.
No way!
So, would that not be the best Star Trek episode?
I don't know what to say.
I totally don't remember that from the show. at all.
Uhura's pointies?
No, just that story. Like, it's towards the end of the last season of the show, and it's just a random moment in the show. And I was listening to it, and I just fell out of my chair almost because just listening to that. It was just so funny. And then somebody went through and animated it, so I will put the link to the actual animation for our viewers if they would like to watch that. It's quite humorous, quite worth it to to watch. But that brings me to my question. So, random Star Trek episodes like that, why, like would you be like open to randomness like that happening on Star Trek?
It kind of did.
I mean,
not death to Chekhov, but
Yeah. Don't kill off characters. I don't know.
Just choose a random red shirt like usual. But
I was gonna say he's got the wrong color shirt for that.
What about the thought process that the teleporter is killing people and then doing a carbon copy of them? So,
yeah,
so
that whole thing.
So what do you think about that? Like, would it even matter?
Well, yeah, I mean, to me it would. You are no longer you.
Yeah.
Because you were completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Then rebuilt somewhere else as another you. So you were just obliterated. No thanks. No thank you.
And
I'll pass.
But no. It's not. You
cannot break down somebody's cellular structure into teeny tiny little pieces that float through the airway and then come out the other end of a TV with a candy bar and be okay.
We're not talking about Willy Wonka.
Well, okay. So in Breaking Bad, they actually bring this up, and they make a good point. The doctor is the one that doesn't ever want to go through the teleporter. So wouldn't he be the guy to know if this was wrong or not? And my other question is why wasn't
McCoy is worried about him getting all jumbled up, because if you remember, in several episodes, there's been transporter malfunctions, and they just end up being a pile of goo.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there might have been some kind of conspiracy theory in there. So,
you would think though, logically, that if anyone died, whether it be a red shirt, the teleporter would be able to take anything that is connected to that person's DNA, teleport it back, and reconstitute it into a living person. If we were to go off the idea that you're broken down, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Well, that's if you're talking about like a piece that survived, like a hand. But if they just died because a phaser hit them, I mean, what's it going to do? Create a new heart for them?
Well, I mean, no. If everything is, it's okay. My stepdad's going to argue with me anyways. He overheard me, so that's not how that works.
All right, and here's another question. I got another good one. Why didn't they ever use the teleporter as a weapon? Knock their shields down and just mass teleport people into space. Like, I mean, why not? I mean, you're trying to kill them anyways.
Because no, they're not. They want a peaceful end.
It would be horrific, but
they want a peaceful end. I mean,
do they?
I would rather, instead of being beamed into space, which they did have an episode where someone was beamed into space, and
it happens, I guess. But not even just anybody with that technology. You'd figure the first thing they'd have done with it is make it into a weapon. That's what I would have done.
Rathacon would have been a really short episode.
Yeah.
There goes that con stickle.
Or vice versa. I mean, like, anybody that's got that technology.
The technology, yeah.
They could use it as a weapon. And so I argue that should be a thing. That should have already been a thing that's overlooked.
But
So.
that's not, they're a more evolved society than we are, which is why we don't have that kind of technology. Because people like you would do that.
Yeah, Cube pretty much showed they weren't that evolved. So, but I don't know. It is what it is. Last week, Tom and I were talking about they're recutting the Justice League movie, and I haven't actually seen that movie yet. And I actually found that they are asking for another recut to happen, and that would be Star Wars, the Phantom. I'm not the Return of the Sith or something. I don't remember. Revenge of the Sith, whatever. one of the prequels, and apparently there is 4 hours. The movie is like uncut. If it was uncut, it was like 4 hours long. That's a lot of movie. And so now I'm kind of like, I'm wondering what's there, like what wasn't shown in the actual movie. So I would be completely open to a 4-hour Star Wars movie. Movies are being edited now. I guess this is a thing that's going to be ongoing. Movies post-release, they're going to get re-edited. How do you guys feel about that? Is that
they've already started doing?
I know, but like, is that acceptable? Like, if they recut Back to the Future, I mean, would you be okay with this?
Anytime you watch it on network TV, it's recut.
No, I mean, but new scenes added, other scenes removed, and story completely changed. Then maybe they spend $10 million redoing reshoots and all kinds of stuff.
I don't know. I feel like if they don't have the incentive to nail it the first time, that quality's going to decline.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why
I watched one time a Kevin Smith edit of Mallrats, and it was a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was completely different. I mean,
I just don't know. It kind of bugs me. Like they're gonna do this, and that they're trying to get Star Wars re-edited. I mean, what's the stop? I was reading the other day that have you guys seen the movie Shazam?
Yeah. With Zachary Levi.
Yeah. There's a scene where Superman he shows up in the lunchroom.
Yeah.
But it cuts off his head.
Yeah,
they want to go back and put Henry Cavill in the scene. They want to actually computer generate him there. And
well, they've already done this to Star Wars. Anyone that pissed off George Lucas got replaced. I mean, there was one. There was, I think it was a werewolf-looking guy at the bar during the fight with Guido and Han.
Yeah,
and he's been replaced by something else, some different creature. And then the original guy who played Anakin after Darth Vader died in Return of the Jedi was replaced with freaking Hayden Christensen. I mean, what the hell did he do to piss him off?
Hayden did a great job, though, with that.
He just stood there.
I'm one of the few people that actually, I don't mind the prequel series. I really don't. It doesn't bother me.
The only one I really like is Revenge of the Sith. Because you're seeing the actual creation of Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't know. None of them, but they were all fine to me. I mean, if I had an issue, it was with what these newer movies that's come out.
But
I might have a little bit of issue there.
Hands down, the best character is Jar Jar Binks. Just
saying.
Just saying.
But why did they go
He's
back
great.
and add Hayden Christensen in, for crying out loud, to the end of Jedi. I mean, we already had an Anakin.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know the reason.
Hayden Christensen's like, I didn't even know they added me until after they did it.
That's like the guy that they replaced with War Machine in the Marvel Universe. Like the first Iron Man movie. It's the guy that's Tony Stark's
Howard?
butt is like gets completely replaced the next movie.
Well, no. That's completely different.
Is it? Because it's two different people. You're talking about two different people.
Well, yeah, because he died an old man. A force projection is you project the age you were when you died.
I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe they could be like a force projecting little kid. I wouldn't mind seeing like a little Yoda.
Then how come Luke and Yoda didn't project themselves? Because they didn't. They couldn't.
They it was off screen. You didn't see it. It wasn't in the movie. It was part of that 4 hours that got cut out. So they're playing cards with a Wookiee, and who was also force projecting himself, by the way.
I tell you what game I want to play is that computerized 3D chess game they play.
Yeah, that
little monsters smashing. Oh, I want to play that so bad.
Yeah, let the Wookiee win though.
Yeah, well, of course. Come on.
If a Wookiee loses, he'll rip your arms off immediately.
Yeah.
How many of y'all knew about the Star Wars radio show? They had a Star Wars radio show from, I believe, hold on, I'm looking at the article right now. I think it was like, I lost it. Crap.
I wonder if it's considered canon. There's like some random.
It ran from
part
81
of
to
knowledge
96.
in there.
It ran from 89 to 96.
To 96? Holy crap.
Was it like a radio dramatization?
It was an original Star Wars trilogy adapted into a 14-hour radio show.
Nice.
Oh, that's
by
pretty
NPR.
neat.
NPR put it on. And now it's available on YouTube. So
I think we should check that out and review it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you were getting
hour
at?
by hour?
Yes, I was actually.
I like it. Ooh.
That'd be interesting. We definitely need to look into that.
We can do a segment on that until we get to the end of it.
We do like an hour a week.
We could re-dramatize it.
Ooh.
Re-dramatize it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll write down what happened. I could be the background music.
I don't want to see Tim or you in Leia's bikini. I'm sorry.
I would rock that. Come on, son.
Ooja solo.
Why does it look like I'm coming out of your ass on my end?
It did on mine too. You hear the tell. I watched recently a little short video on the original edit of the original Star Wars movies and the New Hope, and I thought it was quite interesting that there is also a lot of edited stuff that when George Lucas first put everything together, he had his friends watch the film, and when they did like a pre-screening before a lot of the effects and stuff were they're able to put it all into the movie and get it cut in. And I guess, the opening scrawl, they said 4 times as long in that cut. And the one of the guys, I forget his name, it's a director that watched it, rewrote it, and so that's the scroll that we see today. He's like, this is too much information, you don't need all this, and you're just throwing too much at people. And I guess he had like 4 stories going on with Luke, Leia, and Darth Vader and everything going on, and the droids and all that. and they were able to go through, and after they were done shooting, they put this massive like clusterfuck of a movie together. They used editing and edited, like basically editing saved Star Wars from being just another B sci-fi film.
Editing. Everyone uses editing.
I know, but like good editing. And apparently, you know who like one of the best editors for that film was George Lucas's wife.
No kidding.
Yeah, she actually the team with her a major part of it. Kind of like you guys are a major part of this podcast. They won
it.
like an Oscar or award or something with it. I don't know what it was. It was a
you know who should have gotten an Oscar
or something.
for it?
What's that?
George Lucas's daughter, who made the sound for R2.
No, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, R2 is a synthesized is a recording synthesized of one of George Lucas's daughters.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know that Jim Henson's son was the guy that did the voice of Hoggle in Labyrinth?
Did not know that.
I just wanted to put some of my own knowledge in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's actually true.
Did you know that Frank Oz, the voice of Yoda, is also the voice of Grover, is also the voice of Miss Piggy?
No way.
Very cool. Did you know that Edward was a vampire and the other kid was a werewolf? I'm serious.
Really?
That's the way it worked. They loved the emo girl, and it was really cool.
Now, are we supposed to give a disclaimer to our fans that this is an educational podcast? We don't want people like accidentally learning stuff and being like really upset with us.
Yeah,
we're teaching them things.
We should actually bleep out most of the educational stuff. In case we get fact checkers, because we do like to spout off things. I don't know if it's true.
Fact.
Edward could have been the werewolf there.
Yeah.
But one of them sparkled.
Welcome to Florida Man with your host, Tom. Today, out of Florida, this man took his drugs, illegal drugs that he purchased, to the police station to have them tested to see if they were tainted.
Really?
This man according to the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, Douglas Peter Kelly of Hawthorne in northern Florida, contacted deputies with a complaint. He said that he thought he'd been sold bad drugs. The police report on Facebook states that the man told deputies that he purchased methamphetamines about a week earlier and suffered a violent reaction after taking it.
Well.
So, yeah. The 49-year-old man brought the drugs to the station so that they could oblige him. The deputies told him to bring him in, and they immediately arrested him.
That's great. Now,
yeah, but we all want to know what was the test? What was the results?
Yeah, exactly.
I need to know.
I might have bought some of that.
Wow.
This is how we keep this podcast going.
Yeah. Hey, got a second, guys. I'm ready.
Sound like a tweaker SpongeBob SquarePants.
I'm ready.
You done?
No,
because I got even better one next.
Oh no, you don't. You can't tease us with a better one.
And again, out of Florida, a Florida woman named Crystal, and you can only imagine what her last name is.
Oh, I already see it.
Yeah.
Was arrested.
Oh.
You want to know why she was arrested?
For drugs.
No! She shot a missile into a vehicle.
What? Nuh-uh.
Yes.
That vehicle had her drugs.
Metheny was arrested May 5th on a charge of shooting an offensive missile into a vehicle, according to public records.
Now that can't be like an explosive missile. They've got to be saying that there's something, a projectile being a missile.
Now, is it an offensive missile or an offensive missile?
Yeah.
Because if she just shot like a rocket in her car that said "fuck," that's pretty cool. I like it.
And what if it was a polite missile? I mean,
Hey, just want to stop by, say hi. How you doing?
are you doing okay? There's gotta be something more to that. If somebody's shooting a missile,
They stopped her, and she was in the middle of a traffic stop, and she had already been arrested. She was on probation for marijuana possession.
Yeah,
and they were searching her car, and she shot a missile at another car in the window of another car, actually.
Oh, Metheny.
Crystal Metheny could be a song.
Oh, it should be.
Metheny.
I don't know if I'm digging the tune you guys are going with. I feel like it should be a little bit more hillbilly banjo.
Well, Crystal Metheny went to town. She had missile and she was going around. She got pulled over by the police, and then she had some methamphetamine. Not really, it was marijuana.
That's some pretty good freestyle, bud. I like it.
I can freestyle hick any day.
If I could beatbox a banjo, we would be killing it.
That's a jug, not a banjo.
It's like, drop me a beat.
Come on.
Oh, our audio listeners really miss out, I think. You guys definitely check out our Facebook or our YouTube page.
YouTube, yeah.
Because
I have a feeling this is going to be
a
a part of the outtakes.
Yeah, what? No, this is podcast
I think this should stay in the pod. Yeah, this,
we've got to the.
we are nailing this.
We're nailing this. Yeah, I do remember. Well, recently, I think it was the Del City Police Department here near where I live, or where we all live, I guess. That they had tried something similar to that. They tried something. They were trying to get people to bring in their drugs because there was a report of bad drugs being out there, and no question, we'll check it and make sure it's okay. And
did anybody fall for this?
I don't think so.
I think
that's because we don't live in Florida.
I'd have to do some searching, but I'm pretty sure nobody fell for that. So.
That poor Florida guy's like, should have been in Oklahoma. They got an express lane for this.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to What Happened Today, Then. A lot was going on in the year 1923 in America. July 13th, the Hollywood sign is inaugurated in California. August 2nd, Calvin Coolidge becomes America's 30th president. And September 18th through the 26th, the New York newspaper goes on strike. But on this day, in 1923, the U.S. Attorney General declared it legal for women to wear trousers anywhere they please. I call this story the sisterhood of traveling in pants. You guys like that?
Oh, wow.
Anyways, It was a tough time for women in these days, and men had far too much power over their significant others. Now look here. I ain't no dewdrop. I work hard for those clams. And ain't no dame of mine is going round town with trousers on her stilts. Now, if you want to wear them in our bedroom for some freaky role-playing, well, that's just the bee's knees. But this isn't the case on May 29th. This was widely considered a big step on the war, big step in the war on the prohibition of trousers. Now, one might get visions in their head of a woman sitting down next to a big old bathtub full of pants at some back alley speakeasy, a garment speakeasy, if you will. In most European countries, including the US, it was a punishable law that women could not wear trousers. Though several women rebelled against this law, some for comfort, some for disguise, whether it be a slave on the run or just a woman trying to make more than a woman could make at those days. And this is when the late, great Amelia Bloom, a prominent women's rights activist, had inspired the name for a popular garment of the time, the bloomers. But that's another story for what happened today, then. Thank you. Golf clap!
Golf clap!
Golf clap!
Wow. Trousers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Trousers. I actually could not.
Easy.
I was trying to find another word for trousers in like the 20s speak, and I couldn't find anything. I found gams, I found stilts, I found clams, which is money. And by the way, a dewdrop is a lazy person.
Oh.
He ain't no dewdrop.
Dungarees.
Dungarees just a brand of pants? Pantalones?
I don't know.
I'm racking my brain, but it's saying no. No, I've got no input on other words for pants. But
you guys would not believe how much research I did on that. Like, I did research on how to talk like I was from the 20s.
I like it. I like it a lot. That's crazy that someone would have to, like, make it okay to wear pants whenever you want. That's
Talk about different times.
Yeah, that's just bizarre to me.
Mm-hmm.
That happened in the 20s, you said?
Yeah. It wasn't until the 23rd or 1923 that they legalized it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in just a few short years, that like everyone in Hollywood, all the women in Hollywood were wearing pants too. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And before then, women couldn't even ride a horse any other way other than side saddle. Really, I mean, I'm sure they might have had dresses that allowed them to sit properly on a horse, but
that looks really difficult too. Have you ever
side saddle, right?
Yeah, that looks really difficult. I don't think I could do it.
Stirrups they have both stirrups on that side. I mean,
I just feel like I'd fall off.
Yeah.
I feel like having both stirrups on one side of a horse is just a recipe for far worse disaster. That's falling off and being dragged to death.
Yeah.
I think I would like to try to sit side saddle because
you want to look ladylike.
Yeah.
No.
This is how it's evolving. Okay.
I want to save my balls. Have you ever ridden a horse before?
I have numerous.
My
saddle sores are a real thing.
Okay, so in almost 100 years, we've now normalized women wearing pants. I feel like we should be able to wear a blouse.
I mean, nothing's stopping us. There's no law.
But I know there's no law, but I'm tired of the side eyes and the glances when I'm strutting around town in my flower blouse. And I want you guys to know that in 100 years, someone's going to do a story about us.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to
can
make
you believe
as they're wearing a dress.
They tried to make men's jumpers. Hell, you tried to jump on that.
I know, I really did. I tried to jump on that hard, man.
In the year 25. Sorry, that just popped in my head. If man is still alive. It's a good song. I don't care what y'all say.
God, it's bloomers on. But yeah.
So you guys gonna watch the most? Oh God.
But yeah, no, that's crazy. That's a crazy one. No, not as crazy as last week. That will never air. But
you did all that work.
I know I did, man. It might air one day. One day.
Sorry to all you Trevor fans, all you Team Trevors out there.
Yeah, Team Trevors. Sorry, guys.
Of course, we never did do the 6 degrees of Star Trek either.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, by the way. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
We thought we needed you for it.
Let's do it right now. Yeah, we got.
I want to see you do this because I can't. I don't think I can do it. But you say you can. I can't do it.
We lost him. We lost him.
Okay, now that's the seagull from Little Mermaid. Come on.
Okay. Okay. That has to be part of our opening.
Totally has to be.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure my audio was peaking.
Oh yeah. You guys cut out so many times. It was awesome. Even the computer was like, I ain't listening to this shit.
I saw Tim's head like duck out of the screen like several times.
It was just too hard, man. It's too hard to take it.
I love this. This is great. Okay.
All right, give me an actor. Give me
random John Travolta.
Ooh.
Oh, that's easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Simple.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
I've already done it.
I'm bad at this already.
So, do we want? Are you going to generate again since we already did him?
We didn't already do
it.
You
just did him in your head. That doesn't count.
Okay.
That's like saying checkmate in 1,700 moves.
Was in Look Who's Talking with Kirstie Alley, and Kirstie Alley was in Star Trek, the movie. So, there we go.
Was she?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do any good at this.
Kirstie Alley was in Star Trek Wrath of Khan. She played Savick.
No way.
She played Savick, yeah.
Okay. Let's do another one. We that's kind of a cheat. We did that one last week because I was trying to go from who was it?
Kelsey
Danny
Grammer.
DeVito.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
that was the Danny DeVito one. I was going from Danny DeVito. I went the long way around and got there.
Can you pick me like LeVar Burton or
Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, for me or you? Wait, who's going?
All of us. Because one person doing it takes forever.
You want me to do it?
Do it,
please.
If you could do it, do it.
Okay. Samuel L. Jackson was in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
With
John
Travolta. Dang it.
This is just 6 degrees to John Travolta. Or maybe 4 degrees. 4 degrees of John Travolta to get the fucking Star Trek and do. Okay.
It seems like your actor generator is just picking out actors from like Pulp Fiction. Chris Pratt.
My mom was just briefly in the podcast. Chris Pratt. Okay.
Okay, Chris Pratt was in Avengers Endgames with Zoe, what's her name? The one who played Gamora, who played Uhura in the new Star Trek movie.
I don't know enough to fact check that, so I'm going to say you got it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know Zoe. What's her name? Come on.
She played Gamora. I can't, you know.
Well, I know. I get that. I don't know that actress outside of
I don't.
that part.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who Gamora is.
It's Chris Pratt's love interest in the movie.
All right, give me another one. I got it this time.
You got it. You got this.
I
you
can
got
do this.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
still gonna practice this for like so much time until our next episode.
Let's do Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. All right, so Dwayne Johnson was a wrestler, and he had a hard life, from what I heard.
With John Travolta.
And then John Travolta came in. There was Christy Alley. Star Trek. Nailed it.
Who are we doing again?
I don't say John Travolta. Dwayne Johnson. You know him better as The Rock.
I know who Dwayne Johnson is.
Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Balboa. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Wait, I'm
Maya
playing another
Villa.
game now.
His dad was.
Okay.
His grandpa was the great Chief Peter Maivia or something like that.
Well, I've got a couple ways I could do this, but
Just one already beats me, so.
If any of them get to John Travolta, I've got your in.
Right? You're right. This is just work your way to John Travolta.
It
and then we're
really
done.
is. This is great.
this sucks.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was thinking I could go do something with Jack Black, but I can't. I got nothing after Jack. I was thinking, I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Who are we doing again? I lost track again.
The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock
Rock.
Johnson. Come on.
Okay, I cheated and got one. So let me know
Don't
when I
say it
can
yet.
step in.
I have one, but I can't think of his. Oh, okay. I know it. I got it.
Okay.
And it leads to, unfortunately, the same thing.
Where does it lead?
Oh, wait.
It
No, wait.
leads
I got
back
it.
to John.
I got it. Hold on. I do want to do it, okay? Because I suck at this, and I finally got it. All right. So, Dwayne The Rock Johnson played in the movie Jumanji with Jack Black. Jack Black sang a song about the religion that John Travolta's in. I win.
I was going along a similar route, but then you lost me on the part there. What do you got, Tom?
Wow. Okay.
Song wasn't actually about, it was Diagnetics, but anyways.
So The Rock was in Fast and Furious, whichever 8 or 9. I can't remember.
Whatever
which
one.
With Jason Statham.
Yeah.
He was in The Expendables with Bruce Willis.
Yep.
He was in Pulp Fiction with John Travolta.
Bruce Willis was in.
Pulp Fiction? Yeah, he
Was
played the boxer.
Okay. So my way to get to it, and I cheated, so this doesn't count, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson was in Jumanji. I think it was the second Jumanji with Danny DeVito.
He was in both of them. Oh, well, no, not Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito was...
Danny DeVito wasn't, though.
No. Danny DeVito was in Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold
Nice.
Schwarzenegger was in The Expendables with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was in Look Who's Talking with Christy Alley.
He was the voice of the baby.
It was the baby.
Hey, you skipped John Travolta.
I know. I could have got there, but
You could have. You could have. I like it.
All
like
right. Y'all want to do another, or are you gonna call it good on that?
It's up to you, man.
Y'all let me practice. You let me practice, please.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, come on now. Wait, hold on.
That's easy. Tom Hanks was in
Anything with Christy Alley.
he wasn't in anything with Chris.
I know, but we get a degree to Christy Alley somehow.
No, I'm not. Oh,
We're pretty big Christy Alley fans around here. John Travolta and Christy Alley.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
This is a totally different route.
Oh,
Tom Hanks was
I don't know if
in
we can handle
Apollo
this.
13 with Kevin Bacon, who was in Murder in the First with Christian Slater, who was in Star Trek 3 with he was in Star Trek 3. Yeah.
I love that you put Kevin Bacon in this. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Bonus points.
I'm like
Now everybody cut foot loose.
when I was supposed to be studying, I was studying linking actors to Kevin Bacon, so I just used that talent to
Oh yeah, I'm gonna brush up on something I've never had the talent for this entire week coming up. I'm probably not even gonna have a segment. I'm just gonna be so intently trying to learn how to do this.
Christy Alley.
Yeah.
As long as I can bring it back to Christy Alley, I know I've got it in the bag.
And there's only so many ways you can get to her, though. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. It was a pleasure to be here, and you guys can contact us on our YouTube page. You can find us under Highly Illogical. You can find us under Highly Logical Pod on Facebook. You can find us, I think it's Highly Logical Pod or something on Instagram, and Twitter is Logical Pod. So yeah, lose the highly. We don't do drugs on Twitter. So thank you guys once again for being my co-hosts, and I'm the co-host. They're the co-hosts, and thank you. And I'll see you guys next week. I don't know about them. See ya.
Bye.
Later. Well, before I announce my thing, Brian is stuck on his call. He's probably not. He's not sure if he's going to be able to get in.
Okay, it's fine. So, he can.
I did want to address last week's episode, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
You guys are you're nothing without me. I'm joking. You guys did all right. Wow.
I did send you a text message going, please.
No, I liked it. I was entertained. I listened to everything. Well, other than I guess there was a this time what happened today then.
Yeah, that made on air. I don't know. I've been debating on that.
That was
Future generations will be like, there is a vault where there is an episode.
Yeah,
that they didn't show.
They didn't show it.